The Snatch Game already.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul Drag Race All-Stars 4. This is episode 3, and yes, we are actually doing the Snatch Game already. And I wasn't happy. It was cool, but Ru changed the Snatch Game. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, but just know I'm not happy. Anyway, but just some of the little things that were going on beforehand before we get started. Monet, no girl, no. She said, "Child, I know I turned that lip sync out, bitch. When? No, ma'am, you did not turn out the lip sync last episode. You girl, stop it. Like you got to own it. Valentina slayed you. You have to own it. That's all there's to it. You didn't turn that out. So, no ma'am. Gia, you're a lying ass. You're a lying ass, and you ain't sorry about nothing. You Apollo lying, girl. You're just a liar. Shut up. And then, like I said, we're going into this whole thing of, oh wait, Trinity and Monet. What was that little argument about? About costuming. Everything Trinity said was true. Yes, you do have better clothes than Monet. But what possessed you to take your ass over there and approach her with that bullshit? Now, Trinity, I think, you and I have had this before. Slow down. See, that's the thing. We see Trinity. Trinity don't say a whole lot. Sometimes when Trinity gets talking, Trinity's a bit of a bitch. I got one good eye on you, Trinity. Don't fuck this up. Now, we've been doing good. Don't start being bitchy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you got it in you, girl. I remember from your season, bitch. Anyway, moving on. Come on here. So, Snatch Game, it's not the Snatch Game, it's the Snatch Game of love. So, it's actually a cross between Snatch Game and the dating game. And I was like, it's okay, it's cool, but not, I don't want to give up our regular Snatch Game for this. So I hope this is the last time we see this. If we got to give up our regular Snatch Game, I'd have preferred the old Snatch Game. But anyway, so what Ru did was, like I said, it was a cross between the two. Broke the girls down. There's 8 of them, so broke them down 4 and 4. And basically did the dating game 4 on. She had 2 guests. She had Gus Kenworthy and she had Keenan Lonsdale, and had them both competing for dates. It was cute enough, but I don't want to trade my Snatch Game for that. So right away, of course, these bitches got an argument backstage, and of course, you know who's involved. Gia Gunn. The bitch is involved in every bit of dissension that's going on this season so far. Gia Gunn has something to do with it. She's always in the mix of some bullshit. Well, Trinity planned on doing Caitlyn Jenner. Gia planned on doing Caitlyn Jenner. Gia was being a real bitch about it. And they were trying to figure out how they were going to figure it out. Who was going to get to do it. Gia didn't have a backup plan. And she just was like, girl, what you want to do and what you're going to do probably just won't be the same thing. And Trinity went back down, and I was glad she didn't. And then, as we saw the performance go forth, I'm I see exactly why Trinity fought so hard. Gia decided to go on and do Jenny Jenny Bowie, who is Cardi B's nail tech. And I was like, ugh. I said right away, I was like, girl, I know you're gonna be saying something to offend Asian folk. I know you are. I know you are. I just know it. Because you're just an offensive bitch. So I could just imagine how you're going to do Jenny. But I was like, okay, whatever. Um, and then she started right out when she said, well, girl, I guess you should go ahead and do Caitlyn. She said, because you got a fucked up nose like her. So not only are you sitting on here letting Caitlyn have it, honey, who's another trans woman. And I said, isn't that cute? All the trans reads coming from the trans girl. Good thing, because if one of us would have said it, honey, we'd have been getting red and folks would have been all mad. She's the trans sister, honey. She said it, honey. And then she's going to say, yeah, then she turned around and called Trinity an old white bitch. I said, now I don't know how that's going to play out in the media this week, but I'm really interested to see it. Because had Latrice called Trinity an old white bitch, it would have been on and popping. Oh, it would have been on and popping. And if Trinity was to call her some type of a racial slur, it would have been on and popping. So, no, now I've had enough of Gia's ass, period. I ain't white, but I ain't appreciate it. I didn't like that. An old white bitch. Really? This is what we're doing? No, ma'am. I didn't care for that at all. I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. Because if you slip up and call me an old black bitch, guess what you're going to get? Guess what you're going to get, bitch? Some Mugu got pan, bitch, in your face. That was just as out of order. I said, an old white bitch. Now, it's enough because she been throwing little digs at the non-trans girls. She been throwing little digs. They were subtle, and we been kind of letting her slide. But now that bitch really wearing her ass on her shoulders. She really think that her ass weighs a ton. Sick of you, bitch. Anyway, okay, so the first half, we had Gus out there with his cute little self. Child, and they had Monet did Whitney Houston and was horrible. It was hard. I love you, Monet, girl. It was horrible. Horrible. Nope. I wasn't feeling it. Trinity, of course, was Caitlyn Jenner. She literally killed it. She killed it. Naomi Smalls was Wendy Williams. She was really good, and I about fell out at the end when the bitch ran over there, and we looked around, and she had the Statue of Liberty costume headpiece, and then the bitch just fell out on the floor. I said, oh my God, I didn't want to laugh. And I'm not laughing at Wendy actually fainting on TV, but that shit, that when Naomi did that shit, funny. And she just fell out. Bam! I said, oh, Naomi, bitch. Rue looked at her like, oh, bitch, no, you didn't. Said, girl, you all right, honey? And then fell out laughing, honey. I said, uh-huh. Valentina was Eartha Kitt. And one, she looked more like Dame Shirley Bassey. And her Eartha Kitt was just bad. The only thing that was good was her growl. She had the growl down and all. She had the sounds down, but she wasn't funny and she wasn't Eartha. She looked more like, and she could sing. I don't know why she didn't just do Dame Shirley Bassey, because that's who she looked like. Even body wise and everything, she was all more. The way she was dressed, everything was screaming Dame Shirley Bassey. I was like, whatever, girl. What do I know, honey? A lot. That's what I know. A lot. Moving on. In the second half, we had Keena came out, and then Monique did Tiffany Haddish, which she was really good. She was really good, but girl, what the fuck was that outfit? That outfit was so tic-tac together, honey, and giving kitchen table bullshit. Horrible. But she did Tiffany down. She was Tiffany, baby. She carried on. Latrice was Delarice, and Latrice got all thrown off. Gia threw Latrice off. It was just like it was like deja vu. She was right back, and where she did the whole Aretha Franklin thing where they were acting out of order, and she just got so caught up in that it threw her off. But the look was good. The look was dead on. All she had to do was perform it. I was so mad. I was like, Latrice. Gia was Jenny Bowie. She didn't look good. She looked like she just needed some paint. You know, I'm like, hello, nail techs be done. They be together. And she's Cardi's nail tech. She don't be all dry. She just looked dry. She looked dry. And she just was bad. She was really bad, and she was trying too hard, and she wasn't letting anybody get a chance to talk. Manila Luzon did Barbra Streisand, and it started off a little rocky at first. And she had this, had her nose. It was totally exaggerated. It was so big. It was like a prosthetic nose. It was like over here and over here. It was huge. I said, "Oh my God, girl, Bab's gonna cuss you out at it." But it started off a little rocky. But then what ended up happening? Gia actually helped everybody on her team because they all literally sat and just read her the whole time. They just read her. She was so out of order. She did do jokes about, and she was really giving it to Latrice. Fat jokes, talking about she looked like a man, and all this kind of shit. I said, you gonna get enough for calling these drag queens men, girl. They didn't. Now we got the whole thing about trans people and drag queens, and you just get ready to come, and you done came into the competition, and what did you do? You start off with this. You're throwing insults like the drag queens all there are beneath you, and you've been doing it, but we've been kind of like letting it slide. And this week you just went all the way out there with it. And I'm gonna get into some more of that in a minute. Anyhow, so it all got messed up. All in all, once that all started, everybody was kind of saving themselves by just reading the fuck out of her. But at that point, Manila was able to catch it and turn it around, and then Manila was killing it. So that was that. Let me take a pause for the cause, honey, and then I'm going to continue on to the next thing, which was the runway. And I've been meaning to say something about this for the last 3 weeks. Okay, so you know Katya, who I really do like. I like Katya. Katya does like the little commercial breaks all throughout the program. Have you all looked at Katya? That bitch's makeup is flawless. I kept looking and I'm looking, and I got an HD TV and all of that. I'm looking at Katya. That bitch's skin looks like fucking white porcelain. Flawless. I said, girl, if you don't look airbrushed up on this television, bitch, her makeup is just stunning. It is stunning. She looks like almost too perfect, like she's not even real. I just wanted to say that. I don't know if y'all had noticed that, but I noticed that. I love Katya. Bitch, bitch, you look flawless up here on this TV, bitch. Whatever makeup you're using, Miss Thing, keep using it, bitch. Porcelain. Pure fucking white porcelain. Beautiful. Anyway, okay, so let's get back to the things. Okay, so Runway was boots the house down. And I was like, okay, let's go. Because I love a good shoe and a good boot, honey. So I said, all right. Naomi Smalls, no ma'am. Those aren't boots. Those aren't boots. Those are sandals and shit strapped around your leg. I don't know who you thought you were fooling, but no ma'am. No ma'am. Gia, no ma'am. That whole look. And you always scream about being so highbrow and all the money you spend. Bitch, you got on a pair of motherfucking satin thigh boots from the $49.99 on Instagram. And I'm mad as hell, bitch, because you got the pair that I want, because I can't get that color because they don't have my size, bitch. But I was looking for that exact same boot. And I love that royal blue. I needed that royal blue color for one of my outfits, and they can't get it because they don't have that in my size. But that's all, bitch. Them boots is $49.99 on Instagram. You really thought that you would be able to walk the stage, the main stage, on All Stars 4 with that $50 boot on from Instagram? Bye, Gia. It's like you just wrote on your forehead, I want to go home. Then you turn around, bitch, and you got the outfit you trying to do. Bitch, that's like the cheap fucking. I said, girl, what is that? City Trends version of something that Rihanna wore? No, ma'am. And then you're giving all of this. You were giving the girls all this fever about looking like men and all that. Well, excuse me, my trans sister, but you look like a flat-chested boy, honey, with that on, because your titties are not big enough yet. Your titties are not full-grown, girl. You and them goddamn preteen titties, honey, and that outfit, that didn't look good at all. You look like a flat-chested boy. So there's the read for you, bitch. And yes, I said it. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. She looked like a flat-chested boy, honey. Every drag queen there was looking more fishy than you were. So, Miss Gia, bitch. Moving on. Wrong. Just $50 boots. Girl, bye. Anyway, moving on. Latrice and Trinity. Latrice's boot was leather with rhinestones, mammy, honey. She had rhinestone fringe on her boot. Getting it. And I was living because you know Latrice got larger girl feet, honey. So I know it's like hard. Latrice spent some coins getting them boots. And Miss Trinity's boots with all the buckles that went all the way up her thigh, not to be toyed with. Not to be toyed with at all. At all. They were giving you total runway. And Valentina, the idea of what Valentina had on was flawless. It was the whole look, flawless. But the sizing was off. It was a lambskin jumpsuit. But, you know, lamb stretches. And I don't know if that's what actually happened. They didn't take up whoever the seamstress was. They sewed. It was sewn very, very well, very, very professionally done. It looked really, really good. It was caramel. But the boots were actually made into the pants. It was one outfit, just one whole strapless outfit, and the boots were made. It was flawless, very pretty, soft, and looked like butter. But again, you gotta watch because again, y'all know I said lambskin will stretch, not as much as like spandex, but you have to watch. It will stretch, and then you add heat to it. That is just a recipe for disaster. And as it probably was fine in the beginning, but as Michelle said, girl, when you were walking, the crotch kept coming down more and more and more. Girl, that was the damn leather probably stretching. I said, oh, damn. But the outfit was flawless. But the fit was kind of giving a little something there. But all in all, for what the category called for, flawless. Flawless. The idea, flawless. Moving on. So the tops were Trinity and Manila. I said, okay, cool. And Manila did a whole bondage and S&M situation with her boot thing. It was her overall, because again, Manila's a look queen. So her overall look was a vibe. And I was like living for it. It was like giving shouts out to the leather community. Like, yeah, bitch. Everybody was represented, honey. The trans community was represented badly on this episode, but everybody was represented. The bottom was Gia and Valentina. Okay. So then we have this whole thing. As soon as they come back, Trinity's bitch jumps straight out of her ass. She goes back, she talks to Manila, girl, where's your head at? And Manila exposed herself. Manila exposed herself to the wrong bitch. That information should have been shared with no one there other than Latrice, if you felt like you had to share it. And she wanted to know where Manila's mind was as far as the whole thing. And Manila told her, well, girl, we got the bitch that everybody would love to see go home. who is the worst, who really should go home, which is Gia. And we actually have Valentina. Valentina that fucked up, and she done got herself into a corner where now we got her right where we want her. She is the biggest threat here, and we all know it. So do we send Valentina home, or do we send Gia home? So I'm looking at Trinity, and Trinity says, well, girl, if you send Valentina home, it's going to start a whole whirlwind about the way people think and the way things are going, and this, that, and the other. Basically saying the girl's going to get very cutthroat. But it's already cutthroat, bitch. It's already cutthroat. And I said, what is Miss Trinity doing, honey? I said, I got my good eye on you, bitch. 10 seconds later, I see Trinity talk to Valentina. Girl, we're friends and this, that, thing. Now these two whores done got a whole alliance going. They have an alliance. I wasn't aware that they were good friends like that. But they have a whole little alliance going. And I said, okay. And I see where it was. And Trinity went right over there and basically put Valentina down with everything that Manila said. And I was so bothered. It just really bothered me. And I said, guess what? Leave that alone, James. Because there's something better. There's something else that's going to take care of that. Don't even worry about it. But Trinity, you rubbed me wrong with that. But guess what? I told y'all last week when I opened my video, I said, a snake is a snake is a snake. Valentina will bite Trinity. She will bite her. Trust me, she will. At some point, she not to be trusted. There's just something about Valentina that just does not sit right with me. She will bite you, bitch. I'm more than sure of it. I would be willing to bet my last little bit of money. She will bite you, bitch. And anyway, when they went and they had their little conversations, Gia had her conversation with Manila, and Manila got the feeling for her, and she was talking about, she was apologizing for things she had done, and she just didn't feel, I made mistakes, and I didn't really mean to hurt anyone, and this, that, girl, you're lying again. But past all that, what actually bothered me, because Manila had actually talked to Latrice and told her, girl, how did you allow her to get in your head? How did you allow that to happen? And it was like, Latrice was like, I could kick myself, But Gia, I sat there and I listened to Gia, and the trans community should be ready to punch Gia in the face. In the face. I know I was. I was ready to punch her. Because she sat there and she had the little tears going and everything. But let me tell you what I heard. I know what she said, but let me tell you what I heard. I came back here and then I figured out that I don't like to be compared to a man dressing in girls' clothes and pretending I'm a woman. That's what I heard. So, trans community, we love you, but y'all sent the wrong bitch. You all sent the wrong bitch because she brought a message of we're better than you all is what she actually brought. And I know that the whole trans community doesn't feel like that. Not the whole trans community, but there are some girls that feel that way. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's something that exists. It's going to always exist. But that doesn't have anything to do with the heterosexual community. That is a struggle in our community. There are always going to be trans girls who feel like the drag girls are beneath them. Even when they're playing in our arena of drag, they will give us the rah-rah like, oh, girl, you look like, girl, you're a boy, honey. It's just something that will always happen. Just like it will always happen that a lot of the what we call butch queens look down on drag queens. That's just something that we go through as a community. So I know a lot of my heterosexual people who watch, you don't understand what I'm talking about. And if you have questions, I will go further in detail for you. Or if there's enough questions, I'll do a video about it. But those are some things that we will always go through. That's some of the reason why Rue's stance, I believe, was what it was in the beginning. You know, where there was a separation and the trans girls weren't allowed to compete. But here, he backpedaled and he made a good. I think he made a good decision. I think he made a good decision to allow it to be all inclusive of everybody to actually be able to compete. But Gia, girl, don't come in here and prove Rue wrong because you brought that negativity. When that conversation was going on, I felt that negativity that was actually there originally. And that's what I got from her. Like, she felt like this whole thing was completely fucking beneath her. Well, guess what, Gia Gunn? Bye, bitch. Bye. If you don't want to be here and you regret being here, then goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, period. Like, for real. Bye, period, bitch. See you. See you. I don't want to see you involved with nothing that has to do with Drag Race or Wild Presents. I don't care if I never see you at anything again. Bye, bitch. See ya. You and Carmen Carrera, y'all two can get on the same megabus going the fuck out of here. That's what the front of the bus will say. The fuck out of here. Anyway, I'm done. Moving the fuck on. So over it. So over it. I was so over it. And anyway, so they get down. Manila has a conversation with Valentina. Valentina was giving Manila very much this. She was all in her feelings about the shit that Trinity told her that she didn't even have no business even say. She didn't even have to say nothing to her. You knew what you were going, oh, I'm going to win this for you. And this. You didn't have to say nothing. You could have just kept that shit to yourself. But that was y'all building an alliance. That's cool. But she going to get you. She gonna get you. Mark my words. Anyway, so they go and they do their when they talked. Manila and fucking Valentina talking. Valentina gives her, she was honest with her, you know, she says, well, girl, you know, the thing is, you are the fiercest competitor, basically, to ever grace Drag Race. She gave her all her flowers. And she says, and I'm faced with the decision, girl, of how to play this game at this point. Do I play dirty or do I play fair? If I play dirty, I send you home. You are the biggest competition, bitch, here. No matter what, you stand in the way of me and $100,000. I can get rid of you now, and then I don't have to worry about you. All I have to do is go ahead and worry about these other whores. But that's what I'm faced with. And she says, so if I were to tell you that I will definitely save you, if there comes a point in this competition where I'm in your seat, would you be willing to save me? Basically throwing out an olive branch of an alliance. And that bitch didn't accept because she already got an alliance with Trinity and got it in her mind that Trinity's going to whoop Manila. But bitch, you don't know Manila. You don't know Manila, Valentina. You don't know her like that, bitch. And you keep putting off that she's old. Don't let old fool you, bitch. Okay? I said, oh, somebody's face won't get cracked. Because Manila's the shit. So I said, Go on, keep on thinking what you want. I keep thinking she old. Don't be fucked up. Don't be no fool because you're stupid. But anyway, so they go ahead from that, and that was the end of that. I said, okay. And I said, however this works out, shit ain't cool. Okay. So I hope y'all paid attention to my thumbnail. I'm going to show it to you again. Just in case. Take a look at this. Manila beat Trinity. Beat her down in the lip sync. And Valentina's ass was worried. She beat her down. Manila gave you, child, Manila's outfit was everything. Everything. Trinity looked cute, but Manila's outfit was everything. They did How Will I Know Whitney Houston, and Manila gave you very much the video, basically. Her whole, everything she did was so reminiscent of the Whitney Houston video. All the little cutesy, all of that was so very Whitney, pop Whitney. If you go back and watch the How Will I Know there, how Manila took to, because usually you're always at the front of the stage when you're performing. You want to be right where the people can see you, unless you have something going on. It's a rule. Manila had something going on. She went back to the back and she was leaning against the wall. And it was given, there's a boy I know. He's the one I'm dreaming of. It was very the video. Very the video. It was very intentional. It was very thought out. It was very motherfucking Manila Luzon. And she waxed the floor with poor Trinity, okay? It was a wrap. From the point that she took the back of the stage and leaned against that wall, when I seen those boots and that jacket, I said, you just lost, Trinity. And she performed. She performed. She did it. She shut her down. And then she played fair. She said, Gia, okay? But you have an X on your back, Manila, when it comes to Trinity and when it comes to Valentina, because they have an alliance. And I know you can't see what we saw. You're seeing it now as it's playing out, but you can't see what we saw. But baby, I hope you're fast enough. And I think you are. You've been around Queens enough to pick up on the shade. Like I said, you all looked at my thumbnail for this video. Whenever Manila went over to hug Valentina, Trinity basically pushed her way in and she hugged her. And they acted like she wasn't even fucking standing there. And then that's when Latrice came in. And they hugged and congratulated Manila. But for a moment, Manila was standing there looking stupid. You got an X on your back, baby, as it pertains to those two. But don't even worry about it. They'll cancel each other out because Valentina is a snake. So, don't worry about it, Manila. Girl, do what you got to do. You know what you're doing, bitch. And on that,